Okay, so this is part 1 of homework 8. In the initial state, we have green in the north-south direction, which is only changed to the second state if we sense a car in the east-west direction or our sensor or variable east-west equals 1. Then we just cycle through the entire system and go back to the initial state. And that includes yellow north-south, then red both directions, green east-west, yellow east-west, red both directions, green north-south. And what makes this part 1 is that we have a state where they're both where there's both directions are red prior to one becoming green. So if we go down and look at the FSM for it, I will show you where we added the components for this problem. First, we check east-west in state 0 to see if it's 1. If it is, then we go to the next state. Otherwise, if it's not, we stay in the current state. Additionally, state 2, both red before it becomes green, and state 5, both red before it becomes green again. So if we run the simulation and compile, okay, so no problem compiling. Start simulation. One second, I'm gonna have to put the camera down while I drag all these variables over. Okay, so I've dragged the variables over, and right now we haven't moved the clock yet, but right here we have the east-west sensor for the car, clock, reset, north-south light, east-west light. So let's go ahead and step through a couple times and see what happens. Alright, so we see here that it's in state 0 because the north-south is green, east-west is red. The clock even changes. We experience a rising clock edge right here, here, and here. And during all those rising clock edges, the east-west sensor is 0, meaning that we don't move from state 0 to state 1. However, we see that here at 500 nanoseconds, east-west has changed to 1, and when we experience another rising clock edge, we go ahead and move to state 2, which is north-south yellow while east-west remains red. Keep stepping through so we can see a couple more instances of what happens. Okay, so we have yellow right here. Then after yellow, after the next rising clock edge, we have red on both sides, so 001 and 001 right here. So both red, and then after which we have green, and this green is for the east-west direction, while north-south direction is still red. So while there's green and red, then we have the next clock cycle, which is yellow, and the next rising clock edge is the back to the initial state, which actually the reset is on as well, so that resets it back to the initial state. So again, we stay here, we see that it goes back to the initial state even after the reset cuts off. Experience a rising clock edge still at green north-south, then again we experience again a car in the east-west direction, so we go ahead and go to state 2. So everything works properly and cycles through the states after experiencing the proper input.